stars of the In the Pits News Truck Series look to make one final dash for a championship. We welcome you to Kansas Motor Speedway that will play host to the Season 2 Championship race, the MartOnPC.com 200. 5 drivers will compete for a championship, and we'll crown one of them a champion here tonight. And I just want to say welcome to tonight's broadcast. My name's Dawson Allen, of course, joined alongside me, Josh Coppertone, Adam Kuhn. Guys, welcome.
Hey, this is going to be a great race. I'm excited to know who's going to be our champion. I cannot wait to get this thing underway. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely, Josh. It's going to be a thrilling race tonight. Kansas is one of the best mile and a halves I think that the circuit has to offer, so it's great to end the season right here, and I'm excited for this race to get underway a little bit later than we planned, but that's just going to build the anticipation up even more for these drivers.
Yeah, you mentioned later, had a bit of an issue. Say that we had, I believe it was, I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago, here on JCTP for the Juggernaut Truck Series, session just did not go live because Craig Fryer forgot to put money in his account. Well, this time, Cameron Caldwell did not have enough money, so we had to go through some quick changes to get the session back up, but we're back up and running, and we're ready to go racing here tonight. So, as of right now, it looks like we've got 15 drivers so far have joined the session. So we've got 15 guys so far here to do battle. We still got about 16 minutes left before this race can fully kick off underway. And so let's see if we can't get down to see what's going on here on track. Just kind of give a look around and see the action on track. You see there, that is the driver of the 25. That's Alonso Chicano. 1 point out of the championship to Carl Felber. Currently right now first on the practice board. So yeah, that's going to be the big one, that 1 point gap between the two of them. That makes every position count for both those drivers. It doesn't matter, you know, as long as Felber can finish tied or ahead, he'll win the championship over Alonso Chicano, I believe.
Yeah, that should be right because Felber has more wins than Chicano does. So, you know, if they tie, it's going to go to Felber.
Looking back at the rest of the points, too, of course, we mentioned Cameron Caldwell. He said it last week, he would not be able to race tonight. He is currently out of town, so unable to defend that Season 1 championship. And we're going to miss that 12 machine out on the track dearly. It would have been nice to see him out there making a 6-truck battle for the championship. So, Cam, if we're watching, hope you're doing well tonight. We wish you were here racing, but we know that you're going off and having a family visit, so hope that goes well for you. Also 6 points out of the championships. The driver of the 20, that is Justin Durand. To see him coming out, he is second in practice, so what we've seen some of these guys running up front, having some fast lap times put down so far. So we'll see how things work out for him. 6 points out of the championship. Currently the points leader for the Rookie of the Year battle. So we'll see how Justin can fare tonight. His brother David Durand currently P3. And there you see Michael Kruger also battling for that Rookie of the Year nod. He is 11 points out of the championship, so he's still got a shot. You gotta wonder, he's the long shot here tonight. He's got the longest odds to win it here. Do you think he'll be able to get it done?
You know, I mean, on a biased note, I would hope so. But, you know, he's still got a chance. Out of anybody else out there tonight, he really does have a chance. And I told him as a team owner, told him earlier today, I says, you know, if you don't go out and win the championship, I'd still like to see you win the Rookie of the Year championship, or, you know, Rookie of the Year award, rather. You know, like, that's the only time you're going to be able to have that opportunity is your first season, so it'd be really cool to see Kruger get it. I really hope that he is able to at least get that Rookie of the Year title, but as far as the actual championship, he's got a lot of work to do, but I think he's got just as good of a shot tonight as
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he's going to race tonight. Back on a bigger racetrack, and he really hasn't found luck at the shorter racetracks we've visited the last couple of weeks. He's been in a lot of trouble in terms of the way the races have gone, and that's put him in this deficit that Josh mentioned. 11 points out isn't a lot, really, but it is when we got so many guys so close together in this finale.
Yeah, with 5 drivers vying for this championship, you see currently the top of the leaderboards right now, Chicano, Durand, Kruger, those are 3 of the guys in the hunt. Carl Felber has yet to join us tonight. Dalton Kelly has not come out on track to post a lap time yet, so it'll be interesting to see how these 5 shake out, but you know, we see everybody here is turning their laps and getting things ready for this race. Why don't we take a look back at last week's events to see just how everything went for these drivers that are hunting for this championship. Started off lap 2, contact between Alonso Chicano and Carl Felber sent the 15 sliding, costing him that top spot, sending him to the back early. And then you saw back, you know, troubles for drivers like David Durand, Gabe Gazzola, Matthew Stotts, all having issues early on finding grip, and even then a playoff run in between teammates Justin Durand and Cameron Caldwell. And then we see the 12th car having some contact with the 20 truck. A lot of incidents, a lot of different drivers having issues at Martinsville last week, and we saw it happen with teammates as well. Again, Gabe Gazzola, Matthew Stotts, just terrible luck last week, just constant issues with the 2 of them, and finally they found each other midway through the race, and that was able to cause a stack up that involved the 47 of Brett Bennett, and pretty much ended his night. With those wrecks that allowed Alonso Chicano to win your stage, able to get some more points going towards that battle with Felver and close that gap. That was his 6th stage win of the season, so very impressive run by that 25 machine. And then you would see after this stage, the restart would ensue, and with that restart, we saw quick trouble with the 62 of Zach Probst. He would find himself sliding, and an issue later on in the race would eliminate the 62 from championship contention. But after this caution, there was a bit of controversy that would arise. You see here, looking down on the start-finish line as we do the choose cone, you would see back in the back, if you look back, that 15 of Carl Felber runs over it. A penalty that's not normally thrown out. We don't see that too much, but we got it enforced on Carl Felber, sending him back to the back of the field, and he would have to restart way back in the back, and that would lead to some troubles as he tried to make his march through the front. Issues with the 20 and the 25 there, and you would see the 62. That would be the hit that would pretty much end his night. David Durand was in contact as well, and then Felver would run into the 45 of Dalton Kelly, which in turn would cause issues with the 20 of David Durand, or Justin Durand, at a later time. So as you see here, the contact there, Kayla McCurry would get Dalton Kelly around. Just constantly lots of issues, lots of cautions for these issues with these drivers. And right here you would see it, the 20 of Justin Durand gets into the back of Kayla McCurry heading into turn 3. That would send him up into Michael Kruger, send him around, and right there you see back in the back, Durand and Kelly get into it yet again. This is 2 weeks in a row now that we have seen these two get into it, and they are not happy with each other. You can see there with Dalton Kelly, he gets in the back of the 20 and sends him for a ride. But all of that, of course, was leading up to a green-white checker restart after this contact from Michael Kruger, sending him into Justin, who would then find his brother David there in turn 2. See that on board with Justin, just helpless as you see him slide around and then hit from his brother. It all led up to this overtime restart. Contact with the 1 and 29, Gracias and McCurry would cause the big one. Everybody stacks up, taking out the 15 Carl Felber, and pretty much eliminating Alonso Chicano from contention. A massive accident, pretty much wiped out what was left of the field. And you just see the onboards with Michael Kruger here. Just nowhere to go. 42 you can see the same here with the 15 of Carl Felber. Just nowhere to go when that 25 spins in front of him. And that would end his night, a P8 finish with 15. Would not help him expand that points lead. But after all, in the end, the 2-lap shootout would ensue. Cameron Caldwell got a good jump with Dalton Kelly and was able to get right there with him. As you see, 12 got to the outside of 25. battling through his final green-white checkered attempt. Around. This was the white flag lap. See there, side by side, coming down the back straightaway. It was a tough battle for these two playoff contenders, but in the end, you would see the 45 get to the inside, get to the door, run him up the track, and Dalton Kelly would score his first career in the Pits News Truck Series win, winning last week in Martinsville, able to put himself closer to a championship, and has made things all the more interesting for here tonight at Kansas. Let me take a deep breath in and a deep breath out after that narration. Of course, your JCTB race recap is presented by Mardon Tech. Get all your PC needs from mardonpc.com. No promo code, but, you know, maybe that line when we talk about getting promo code BIBS.
Awesome, that was a great recap of last week's events. A lot of shenanigans, like you mentioned, and you went down the line pretty greatly, and obviously you didn't hit everything, though. As we look at Michael Kruger.
There was a lot that had to be cut from that one, and that was 5 minutes long. And I had to cut at least maybe 7 or 8 different incidents that also occurred last week. You know, some more of those issues that we saw with Matthew Stotts. Gabe Kuzola had issues. Andrew Elias had issues as well. And that's also not showing what would take Justin Durand out of that second place finish. That was contact with the 29 of Caleb McCurry on the second overtime restart. That is what really kind of killed the run that Justin had. You know, if he had that good finish last week, he very well could have been in the championship lead.
Oh, absolutely. He talked about it this week, how infuriating that contact really was at the time and how much it sets him back. But, guys, we got just over 5 minutes left in practice, and we still don't see the 15 truck, the point leader, yet entered into this race. So it could be very interesting and completely change the dynamic here in a couple minutes.
That would be huge if Carl Felber does not show up tonight because, you know, that's going to make things a lot closer. You know, currently Kruger is 11 points out, as we talked about. If Felber doesn't show up, that's, well, he's going to be 10 points behind Alonso Chicano. So still a lot of points to make up. But for Kruger, you know, 1 point could make all the difference for him to win a championship. Dalton Kelly, 7 behind. Justin Durand, you know, 6 behind. That could be absolutely huge for these guys.
It looks like we got a driver who would like to talk here today at the end of this week. Come to the start of this race. Let's see. We said we bring down our second place in points. Alonso Chicano. Hey Alonso, this is Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Alrighty, well right now we're watching you out here on the track as practice is coming to a close. And something I've noticed so far, I don't see the 15 in the session yet, which could mean you would inherit the points lead and lead you to being the one to control your destiny. So whether that's the case or not depends. You're still a point out. How does that make you feel coming into this race with how close everything's been this week?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really change the plan of what we have to do. Like you said, everything is so tight that there's still other contenders, and you know, we still got to go out here, lead laps, and contend for the win. Probably have to be the ones that win this race. So it doesn't really change much. Still gonna take this race exactly how I was planning on.
You know, if he does not appear in the next about maybe 8 minutes or so, you know, with that points lead, you say you're gonna race the exact same as you would have before. The game plan doesn't change, but does that give you a bit of a boost there to know that you at least don't have to worry too much about tracking somebody down, that you're now the one that's in control?
I mean, it gives you a little bit of a buffer, I would say. You know, it gives you one less person that you have to worry about for sure. So it is a little bit less stress, but the point is, you still have to come out here, and if you want to win this championship, you're gonna have to be the best today.
Well, alrighty, we'll let you get back to it. Get those final practice laps in. Get ready for qualifying, Alonso. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So we'll get him back up with his team. Of course, kind of like we mentioned, currently P2 in the points, but if that 15 truck does not show up tonight, which as of right now he's not here yet, that could lead him to inherit the lead and become P1. So we'll have to see. But of course, he's still got a little bit of time left before the session starts fully, so. But man, it would not be fun to have to lose another championship driver due to not being able to appear tonight.
Yeah, Zach Probst, another driver that's not here tonight. Of course, he's mathematically not eligible to win the championship anymore. He was one of our chase drivers, but something that I think is interesting is currently for our pole award, that's $50, real money that driver would win if he has the most poles. Right now, that's Zach Probst with the most on the season. There was only 2 drivers that had an opportunity to take that away from him, or at least tie with him, and that is the number 15, Carl Felber, and Alonso Chicano. So Felber doesn't show up here, he could be out of having a chance to win. Well, if he ties $25 there with Probst. So this is going to be interesting.
It's gonna be close. It's coming down to the wire here, but hey, $25 is $25. I mean, it's still a thing, especially in this economy. So, but we're watching. The time is ticking down. 21 seconds, making 20 seconds left in this practice session. You see Scott Roush in the 50 takes a slide into the infield. Back there behind him, there's Dalton Kelly looking to finish up one of his final laps. You see up ahead of him, that's the 17 this week, which is normally the 38. That's Matthew Stotts. He is driving that DGR scheme. Looking for a good race here tonight. See him kind of get near the wall, so that is going to end practice. Got 15 locked and ready to go. Brian C. Smith, you see, did not turn a lap in practice. And of course, Josh Coppernoll, you're in the booth. You're not racing tonight, so your name's on there, but you're not actually going to be out there racing. But we'll have to see. We've got 4 minutes and 50 seconds for the driver of the 15.
Yeah, I just want to say I screwed up entering the session, of course. Shows I am a driver, but no, we don't plan on racing tonight. Plan on being in the booth. But, I do want to thank you and Adam for covering the booth last couple of weeks. Allowed me to race at Phoenix, and then, of course, I was on vacation last week. But, yeah, definitely in the booth for this one, and forward to it as we are now in the JCTV qualifying session.
Looking to see something here. Carl Felber is indeed still in the league and everything, but he is currently offline, so this will make things a little more interesting, I would say, because that allows it for a 4-driver battle for the championship. So let's try to see if we can get a look and see at some of these drivers that are out on track right now. Looks like the 42 of Michael Kruger is out making his first attempt at qualifying. Currently the first driver that is making a lap, though, is the 50. That is of Scott Roush. He is going to be the first to turn a lap. Alonso Chicano as well. Dalton Kelly. There's Jeremy Richmond as well. See, he takes the top spot. Kelly the second. Chicano the third. Roush the fourth. And there Michael Kruger now jumps to your pole position. Let's take a look and see how that 42 is able to get through here. It's going to be big to score the pole because I believe points are on the line for the pole position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, 1 point goes to the pole winner. So this could easily, well, not anymore. I was going to say it could easily knock that deficit down by just another point there for Kruger, who is dropping now.
That next time by, oh man,
Hi.
just barely. Alonso Chicano with a 31.071, Michael Kruger with a 31.072. It was that close for the pole position for the 42, and now, if that is the case and that is to be what is qualifying, Alonso Chicano will lock up an extra point, and that will also see, and a tie. Kierfer with the same lap as Kruger, exactly. Even laps being run here, but we'll have to see Justin Duran now out making, I believe, his second lap. He's going to have to put down a flyer to beat Alonso Chicano to get that bonus point.
6 tenths off on that first lap, so he's going to need a money lap here to even think about having a front starting position.
Stotts, David Duran now out on track as well, looking to make their qualifying run. You see here at the line this time, a 31.2 is not going to be enough for Justin Duran to get to the front. It's going to put him P7. Caleb McCurry with a 31.214. Just not enough for him to get up there. Meanwhile, David Duran, the driver of the 24, he is now out on track, as is Matthew Stotts in the 38.
Stotts has had pretty good qualifying runs the last couple of weeks. He could be a spoiler here and steal these points that point away. So could David Duran, of course, here on track now.
Coming to line, lap one for David Duran, 31.467. That's good for 10th right now. He's going to have to pick it up here if he wants to go for that pole position. But you see him making his way around this track. As of right now, the only two on track are the 38 and 24. So Stotts going for his first lap, Duran going for his second. You see him come through 3 and 4. A 31.1 puts David Duran to P4. Matthew Stotts a 31.089. That was his first lap. So will his second lap be an improvement? Coming through 3 and 4. Can he set a pole sitting lap? The 38 truck coming down the front straightaway. A 31.113 that time by. Not improving on the first lap. That'll keep him in the 4th position for Matthew Stotts. Nobody else is on track right now with 6 seconds to go. And this is not the way you want to see it end. The clock striking midnight. And it looks like Carl Felver will not be your Season 2 champion.
Wow. And that's just insane. I do want to say another thing for Chicano to get that pole for the JCTV qualifying award. Chicano has tied with Probst for pulls on the season. So Chicano and Probst both going to split $25, courtesy of JCTV.
Yeah, so
That's very, yeah, congratulations to them both, but that's very surprising because we don't really think of Alonso as a really great qualifier, and he's really come on strong in the last half of the season when it's really counted.
So with... Let's go ahead and take a look first at the starting grid before we continue on. So starting P1, Alonso Chicano, Alexander Kierfen. Then it's Michael Kruger and Matthew Stotts in row 2.
David Durand and Andrew Elias are going to share row 3. Contender in the chase, Dalton Kelly, last week's winner, starts on row 4 alongside teammate Brett Bennett.
And row 5 is going to be Justin Rand with Caleb McCurry to his outside in 10th place. And Jeremy Richmond and Scott Roush make up row 6.
Running at your field in row 7 is the 54 of Brian Smith and the 82 of Gabe Gazzola. And back in the 15th place is Tyler Watermolen. Josh, of course, you're up in the booth. You're not racing, but a 16th place qualifying effort. That's a good run for you. And of course, that starting grid is presented by Mardon PC. So, of course, Brian Haynes races in the league time to time. Great guy. Um, need a computer, need a PC, anything. MardonPC.com. Get you hooked up with a new computer and get you rolling. That's the same computer we're using right now to show you this broadcast. So again, thanks to Brian Haynes and Mardon PC for everything they've done for this league and for everything else JCTV related. So, all right.
Well, guys, Alonso's got a 6-point lead now over Justin Durand, and now 7 over the 45 of Dalton Kelly, and 11 on Kruger. Again, so Kruger is the same deficit he was beforehand, before Felver did not show.
Yeah, I mean, Alonso winning the pole pretty much kept it even, so nothing changes big this time. 134 laps. A stage break, of course, is coming to you. I believe that's going to be, is it lap 34 is when we will have our stage break.
That is correct. It'll be at the conclusion of lap 34.
So as the field rounds 3 and 4 coming down the front straightaway. Flagman holding the flag and give it to him. We're underway here at the MardonPC.com 200.
Kruger with a great restart from the 3rd position up to 2nd place now.
He is pushing hard, trying to get anything position he can get. Currently in the 2nd position this time by. Remember, a lap led is a point. Most laps led is another point. This time it's going to be Alonso Chicano leading the 1st lap. That gives him the extra point advantage over his competitors here for the championship. But Michael Kruger peeking to the inside. Alonso Chicano running the top. And there's Alexander Kierfen back in 3rd. He is trying to make something work. Right now, Kruger fall in line. He will take back into 2nd position. See Kierfen in 3rd, David Durand 4th, Dalton Kelly rounding up top 5 as they run, coming to complete lap 2.
Kelly
had a tuck in line there, guys, after making that big dive. He's going to go again into turn 1, peeking to Alonso Chicano. Can't quite do it yet. He's got Kierfen now to his outside.
Kelly made up a position there. He went all the way down to the apron on the front straightaway. Only driver to do so. It's Kelly up to P4 now.
Yeah.
Looking at the outside of Kruger.
While Chicano is kind of taking that middle line, it looks like Kierfen's taking the top there. You see the battle back there. Kelly is protecting against David Durand. So we'll see what this 30 truck can do, trying to make a move for this race lead. Of course, he is out of the championship hunt, but he still is going for a win. So we'll see how this 30 battles a 25 here, coming down the back straightaway.
Alexander Kierfen, 2-time winner this season. Charlotte and Michigan, 2 very high-speed racetracks. This is a very drafty racetrack, so it's going to be very similar, of course, for 30, where he's very familiar out front.
See there, Michael Kruger to the inside, battling for 2nd here. And Dalton Kelly is looking to the middle, looking to make it 3 wide for P2.
Kruger stuck on the bottom. Dalton Kelly moving forward, though, has that draft in the 3rd line. But look at Kierfen down to the bottom, looking to get an extra point for leading a lap.
He'll
It
slide
looks
up
like
in
he is
front.
going to.
Alonso tries the crossover. Kierfen's going to lead to the line that time. They're still side by side heading for turn 1 for the race lead. That's the thing we're going to see tonight. We're going to see drivers kind of playing around with the top and the bottom on which lane they want to drive. You see Chicano and Kierfen kind of swapping back and forth between the bottom and the top. Definitely just trying to see the top is where you're going to have a better run on exit, while the bottom is going to get you the better run through the corners. So you want to kind of play it wise to see where you want to try to make the move. And right now we saw the 25 back out in front here. You see those behind.
Dalton Kelly was trying to get to the outside of Alexander Kofin, but got squeezed, so he had to go to the middle of the racetrack. Now he's going to tuck back in line down the straightaway.
Last week's Dalton Kelly definitely still has a good chance to win this championship, so he's going to fight hard, see if he can make this charge up to the front and get these positions. Remember, laps 34 is when the stage break will happen. The top 6 in the race earn points. So right now, Chicano, Kelly, Kruger, and Durand all scoring different amounts of points, but Chicano up front, that's not what the other guys want to see, because he is currently the points leader.
Side-by-side battle out of Kruger and David Durand, that is. Another thing to point out, guys, is also the driver with the fastest lap at the end of the race scores a point as well. So far, Alex Kerfan has the fastest lap with a 31.143. So that is currently, as things stand, another point for Kerfan. I don't expect anybody to set a faster lap than that right now, but these drivers do get 4 fresh tires on their trucks. We could see that change. Side-by-side battle for second, though. Dalton Kelly all the way back down to the apron.
Just for second for the lead now. Kelly is coming to the inside of Chicano. He's going to pull down and block, but Kelly's going to try to slide up the track and go for the race lead.
I don't think Kelly meant to slide up there. I think the aero wash Chicano dumped going into turn 1 forced Kelly to have that really wide approach, but he's going to be able to maintain second place over Kerfin for now and hunt back down Alonso. This time he doesn't even think about getting down in front of Alonso, but Alonso's going to put the air on him again on corner exit.
Dalton Kelly needs these points that he can get between the lap. Alonso Chicano wants to make sure that he can hold him at bay and keep as many of those contenders from getting the lap led, I should say, to ensure that he would have the most points needed. He missed that Season 1 championship to Cameron Caldwell. He doesn't want to make that same mistake twice, and he wants to make sure. You see the 45 pushing the 25 into the corner as the battle rages on for the race lead.
We saw last week what it would take for Dalton Kelly to win a race. What would Kelly do to win a championship?
Same thing and then some. They're still side by side back in the field. It looks like that's the 20 of Justin Durand has caught Michael Kruger, I believe, right up on his back bumper. You see this battle for the lead still continuing on. Still side by side, coming through 3 and 4. Kelly's trying to set up the run. He's going to try to cut to the inside. Maybe no. He'll stay to the outside. But the run is coming. Dalton Kelly still on the quarter panel of Alonso Chicano as they head down to turn 1 yet again. He's trying to make the outside line work, and it's starting to kind of come in for him. You see him sideways there. What a save by the 45, and he maintained speed with it as well.
Oh, he got so loose there. You obviously saw the smoke come off that rear tire. Not something you want to have happen too many times, though, Josh.
No, not at all. That was that could have been a costly mistake there. Luckily, didn't cost him much at all. He's still in second place, but still hounding on the back of Alonso Chicano. But how much more of his tires? How much more can his tires take of that?
I'm not so sure it can take much more than that. I mean, we're seeing him struggle now, just trying to keep it straight. You see back here, battle heating up. This is 5th and 6th. Michael Kruger and Justin Durand. This is not what the race needs. He needs to be putting points between himself and everybody else. So losing another spot here, it's really going to hurt his chances as this race goes on to get as many points as possible to win this championship. He needs to be up the run, leading laps, and winning the stage here. He wants a chance at the championship.
Yeah, you mentioned the stage that ends in 20 laps, and he's running in the last position that hands out points, and that's just 1. And that's pity compared to the 6 that Chicano's on pace to score. And now he comes Bennett to his inside to take away that singular point.
Something to point out here, I'm looking at the scoring pylon. We've only got 13 trucks on track. Only 13 drivers have gridded and started this race, so a couple of guys that did make the qualifying lap. Let's like they didn't decide to come out and race either. So it's really going to play into this tight points battle. To see Kruger lose another spot to Brett Bennett, it's really going to play in this points battle to see, just how, it's going to happen. Some of these drivers going to be able to go for the wins. You see Dalton Kelly now under fire. David Durand has closed the gap. He is right there, as is Alexander Kirfin yet again.
Yeah, David Duran has been trying to get in this fight all night, guys. He's been right around the top 5 pretty much the entire 17 laps, but he is up to P3 right now and on the back bumper of Dalton Kelly, but he hasn't been able to make a move yet.
Laps coming to 19 laps down. Alonso Chicano is the race leader here in the championship race, the MarathonPC.com 200 here at Kansas Speedway. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go side by side.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs? What? Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
As a Grand Prix world champion in triathletes, I know how important it is to stretch before any competition.
I also know it's important to stretch. Mobil 1's advanced technology lubricates our engines.
Yes, that is true.
And my joints.
Oh my word.
Soda cookies. Want one, Jensen? There's one.
What is that?
It's my day, I'll call.
That's way better than my duck call.
If you're on a diet of taking it up a notch,
It's just different.
drink Diet Dew. The only diet with dew in it.
We welcome you back to the Marathon PC 200 presented by, well, JCTV. As we get back to the action here, Alonso Chicano maintains a 1.2-second race lead over Dalton Kelly, but the battle is closing in for that 45 truck. What you got down there, Josh?
Yeah, Dalton Kelly, he's just been trying to hold on to the second position, but these guys behind him, they're kind of riding along, trying to swap positions. Who's going to get by Kelly first? Dalton Kelly, I'm wondering if he really hurt his tires.
Well, you mentioned hurting tires. Somebody that's really hurt their tires looks like they've fallen off a cliff. Alexander Kirfin's back to 6th now. That 30 truck was up here contending with him, but now he's dropped back to 6th, under fire from the 47 of Brett Bennett.
Just ahead of him is Justin Duran and Michael Kruger. Justin Duran up to 4th. He's fighting with Kruger right now, but he has not been able to make many positions at the start of this race. See, he started 9th, but finally, at the tail end of the stage, he has climbed into the top 5 positions, right behind his brother there in 3rd, but trying to hold off Kruger, championship contender. These guys are racing hard for this P4 position.
And you gotta wonder if this does come down to it. Will David allow Justin by to help him battle for this championship? I mean, not only is that a championship battle, right behind you see Michael Kruger sliding up almost into the 20. This is the battle for the Rookie of the Year. Kruger's got to get a couple points on Justin Duran to claim it, but right now it's going to go to the 20 truck. So a battle in itself, not only for the championship, but for Rookie of the Year. So as this continues on, Alonso Chicano continues to lead. These two just keep swapping over this fourth position.
And it looks like a crossover there by Justin Rand over the 42 of Michael Kruger. Kruger going to lose the position right back after finally getting by Justin. And once again, another crossover move, this time by Kruger down the front stretch.
These two are not giving up. They are continuing to battle here. As you see the 42 defending the bottom. Justin Duran's going to try to rip the top. Coming through 1 and 2. That 42 is going to gap, and it looks like he's going to try to clear for now and put him in his rear view. So right now the battle for fourth is settled. Michael Kruger takes it over Durand. That's going to be a point that he'll gain for that Rookie of the Year nod and a try going for this championship, but it's not going to be of effect because Alonso Chicano leads just about 8 laps to go in the stage.
And Alonso has led all but 1 lap in this race so far. Of course, Alexander Kirkman was the only driver that was able to take the lead for a moment away from Alonso Chicano. Then obviously Chicano getting the lead right back. So 26 coming to 27 laps led for Alonso Chicano.
All season long, we've seen him lead laps consistently week in and week out, win stages, but he hasn't been able to put together a race really and get the victory. Just 1 win on the season at Chicagoland very early in the schedule. Another mile-and-a-half track, which plays to his benefit considering there's only just 3 of them all season long this year. And to have one of the victories is huge because he was the only one of the remaining drivers to have done so. So a lot of confidence heading this way for him this weekend.
Battle still heating up. Justin Duran brought Alexander Kierfen with him now to battle with 42 of Michael Kruger. You see that 24 and 45 have kind of gapped them, but this battle for fourth is still ongoing. They need all the points they can get to catch, but they're not going to be able to do so. Running in 4th and 5th, Alonso leading with only 13 trucks on track. It's really going to be hard for them to be able to pass this 25 without him having an issue, and that wipes him out of this race. Did you see up there, battle for second heating up?
Yeah, absolutely. Dawson on both fronts. You see, Dalton Kelly was able to gap David Duran a little bit since we last saw them, but now David has caught him back down, as you mentioned, and trying to get around 45, but they'll both run in the top lane, and that's where everyone's migrated to.
Looks like David Duran's gonna on the bottom here, try to get underneath Dalton Kelly. Not able to do so just yet.
Look, a little bobble out of the 45 coming out of turn 4. You see just 4 laps remaining in the stage. It's going to be a battle here. The 45 is going to defend like crazy because right now he finds himself P2 in points. With this second place runner of the stage, he will jump Justin Duran, excuse me. So he needs this to stay the way it is. Because right now he holds not only P2 in the race, but P2 in the championship battle. But David Duran doing everything he can, trying to run the inside there, trying to get to the 45. Just can't quite do it as we're coming 3 laps in the stage. Alonso Chicano is out front and holding steady of this race lead. Looking, it still looks like the 30 truck has the fastest lap, so that point is off the table for now. Like I said, Alonso Chicano running away with the stage.
Ooh, David Duran, I just saw him have a huge slide off of turn 4 there.
See him coming through 1 and 2. Able to maintain that 3rd spot. You see he's lost the ground to the 45 of Dalton Kelly, and that's allowing Michael Kruger to try to close in. Maybe he can try to make a swing at that 3rd spot to get some more points because he's going to need everything he can get. White flag of the final stage of the year. Duran now back to the back bumper of Kelly. He's all over him right now. Putting on tons of pressure, just can't quite get anything to stick. You see, he's going to try to make a move. He peeks to the bottom, peeks to the top. Kelly's going to defend. Up front, Alonso Chicano, 2.5 seconds ahead. He is going to go through and win the stage, but the battle is for P2. Here comes Duran trying to make a run to the inside. Can't quite get it. It's going to be Dalton Kelly hanging on to P2. David Duran, P3. Michael Kruger, 4th. Justin Duran, 5th. And Alexander Kierfin rounding out the stage points. So as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, you know, he wasn't going to change his strategy or anything. He was going to go for everything he could get. Well, right now, he's just earned 6 more points, along with the current 2 points he has from leading a lap in the most laps, as well as the pole position. So he's definitely going for all the points he can get.
Very dominant stage win there, Dawson. He's been dominant all season long in the early parts of these races, like I just mentioned beforehand. 7th stage victory on the season, just 18 of them this year, so that 7th stage win is more than double the next best driver this year.
Now, if my math serves me right, if he was to hold on and lead the most laps this race, that makes, what, 3 additional bonus points to the 6 that he has right now. So that should put him at about maybe a 10-point gap between Dalton Kelly, because, of course, Kelly finishing second in the stage earns him 5 points. So I believe as of right now, Chicano is plus 10 on Dalton Kelly, who is your second place in points and second place in this race, heading down to pit road to get some service done. It looks like we're going to see a driver stay out. It's going to be the 44 of Andrew Elias. He stays out. So as we see the drivers filing their way down pit road, they'll have this stop and one more afterwards. This will be an important race off pit road, especially for that 45. He's going to get into his stall. The 25 gets in as well. There's the 42, the 30. They all get in on pit road.
So far, Alonso Chicano has gained 8 points over everybody else in this race. Alonso, 6 for the stage win there. 1 for lap led and 1 for the pole.
So looking at how they came off of pit road, Alonso Chicano wins the race. Michael Kruger coming out P2. Justin Duran up to P3. David Duran is going to lose 2 spots, but the big one, Dalton Kelly, down 4 spots on pit road. He came out 6th. Not what you want to see coming out here. In all reality, he loses about 3 spots because as of right now, P1 that had stayed out now coming down pit road was the 44 of Andrew Elias. As he dives down pit road, Alonso Chicano will reassume the race lead. But with Michael Kruger being P2, how desperate does he get? How aggressive does he get to try to go for this pass, try to get the lead?
I believe he's going to be very aggressive. We've seen him have great runs all season long, and he's made big risks when he needs to, but he knows when to step out of line and step it back a little bit, you know, and long way to go, just under 100 laps to go in the race itself. So he's going to take his time here, I think, and maybe just try and defend more over Duran's than he can over fighting off Alonso for now. Just a long way to go, maybe make it a 2-horse race for the time being.
Well, let's go ahead and talk to our stage winner. The final stage of the season, of course, your championship points leader, Alonso Chicano. Hey, Alonso, this is Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I hear you guys.
Alrighty, you talked about it. You said you weren't changing your strategy. You were going for everything you could go for. Leading laps, got the pole, and the stage win puts you up 9 points now, as it should be, over Dalton Kelly in second. So, what more you got to go here in this race?
We still got to go for the win. I want to be the only person doing burnouts here tonight, so that's what we're going for.
Alrighty, well, yeah, now it's a bigger gap here, and with only 13 trucks really racing, you've really got the benefit of a lack of a field here on your side, points-wise. So how does that make you feel now, especially with that stage win? You are that much closer to snagging this Season 2 championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I wish Cam and everyone else could have been here. to race it out. But either way, I still feel like we're the guys to beat. So it's gonna be fun for the rest of this race.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back to your team here. Choose just was done, and you're about ready to restart. Good luck out there. Hope to talk to you later.
Thank you.
Alrighty. That was Alonso Chicano, your stage winner and current race leader. Now, it looks like we've lost another truck. Tyler Watermolen has left the session. So that leaves us 12 trucks on track. So that really is going to be big for this championship. You know, Alonso Chicano really is going to have the benefit of those bonus points along with the lack of a field on his side. So we'll have to see. We see Kruger chose the top. Justin took the bottom. Dalton Kelly was able to take the top to put himself back into P4. And it's all a matter of how they shake out on the restart. Pace car dives in, coming into the Geico restart zone. Alonso Chicano, Michael Kruger, your front row. The top 4 all in contention for the championship. The green flag is back out. We're back underway here at Kansas.
Like Kruger had a little bit of a mishap there on the restart.
Not a good launch by that 42 truck. You see the 20 of Justin Duran, though. He's right there on the back bumper with Alonso Chicano. I'm wondering if we're going to see these 4 work together here. You see they are lined up here. These are all guys from Greatness Racing and Vortex all working together here, all in a line, 1, 2, 3, 4 as they run. So I'm wondering if we're about to see some teamwork going into helping Alonso get this championship.
Gotta remember though, Justin's still one of those drivers going for the championship, as they were. Well, that caution was out. Justin was 11 points behind Alonso Chicano.
Kelly working together to get through it. Now Michael Kruger trying to get to the inside of David Duran. This is for third. Kruger is on a march back through the field. Oh, Dord, contact with a 24. Meanwhile, up front, side by side, Justin Duran to the inside of Alonso Chicano, trying to go for the race lead.
Fighting on the bottom, he is clear. Chicano, he's going to take that move easily down the back straightaway and clear the 25 truck for the race lead, but Chicano's got a run going into turn 3. To the inside he goes again, and just David Duran's peeking there in third against Michael Kruger, but David Duran is all over the place at the moment. So is Justin trying to block them all. Sorry, Dawson.
You're good. Justin leading a lap there. That's big. It's another point added to his total. Dalton Kelly knocking down the wall back there in the 5th position. A big hit on the wall. Looks like he's able to recover and keep it going, but losing spots now back down to P7. A big costly mistake by this 45 truck as he slips back behind Brett Bennett. That might be the mistake that cost him a championship.
See all kinds of right side damage though. Meanwhile, up front, big move for Chicano.
Take back the race lead. David Duran behind the 25 truck now. You see him go down to the inside. Him and David Duran down there. Justin trying to run the top. Justin P3, and you see Michael Kruger. How about Brett Bennett now up to P4, battling with Alexander Kierfin and Michael Kruger. He'll take that spot. He's going to try to go for the race lead.
Got a lot of drivers under a blanket right now just for that race lead.
Well, guys, you mentioned the Radius guys running the banner up front. It's actually Vortex Racing 1, 2, 3 at the time being, and 4th place is Brett Bennett from SBOD. They are fighting for the Team Points Championship. Of course, the 3rd points battle going on tonight alongside the Chase Championship and the Rookie of the Year battle. So it's going to be a very important battle here for SBOD, but they came in 41 points out of it, and with these 3 running up front, it's going to be a tall test for he and now a damaged Dalton Kelly.
Kelly and Elias all going to have to work together to get to this front and try to take out this 1, 2, 3 combo of Chicano, Duran, and Durand. You see Brett Bennett trying to go to the outside of Justin, trying to make a move here. David still rolling P2, a great run so far for this 24 truck yet again. Trying to build off of last week's momentum. And, he had some speed in practice and obviously showed it in qualifying too, so now running P2. It's no surprise. David trying to follow the tracks that belong to Chicano.
Wow. Look at the move Brett Bennett just did on the to getting side by side with Justin Rand.
He side drafted him down the entire back straightaway too. Also, Josh, and he is trying to send it on that high side of that 20 machine. Justin's coming back at him with the side draft.
This is allowing those top 2 drivers to start pulling away just a little bit. It's also bringing in Michael Kruger to be even closer to Justin and Brett, just ahead.
Gonna take that 3rd position there and clear Justin, run down David hopefully here. See, he sets his sights on those top 2. See Michael Kruger now to the tailgate of that 20 machine.
Michael Kruger right there as well, trying to get some moves done, make some positions up.
Kruger to the inside.
There. Bennett's pulling up on the top 2 now. He's right there with David Duran and Alonso Chicano. As you see, he's going to try to make a crossover move if he can at some point. He's right there with them, coming into turn 1. 47 wants nothing more than to win a race. He's come so close so many times. Had a lot of good runs, wiped out by an incident, and now he finds himself in the P3 position, battling with David Duran for P2. But right now, out front still, Alonso Chicano continuing to lead, and as the laps are starting to tick away, it's starting to knock out the possibility of anybody else leading the most laps.
50 laps complete, Dawson, and I'm very surprised to see Brett Bennett running up here in P3 trying to get in 2nd place. We didn't see him very much in that opening stage. Maybe just kind of rode in the back, let his truck come to him, and let the chase contenders contend for those stage points. He's
contact with
David Duran.
David Duran to the wall!
Racing him very hard for P2 there. He got underneath him and slid up the track there.
David falls back to 6th. You see Justin out of the inside of Brett Bennett. That is for the 2nd position. And Justin is going to fight hard and try to take it. But you know who's loving this? That 25 Alonso Chicano. Because as he sees this battle happening in his rear view, he's going to try to check out on this field.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen those two get into each other. Neither have these two.
No love lost between Duran or Bennett. You see Alonso Chicano still over 3, just over 3/10 second lead. It's starting to dwindle down a little bit with these 3 falling in line. Now we're with Alexander Kierfin in 5th falling in line. Everybody trying to close back in to try to battle for the win. You know, battling for 2nd would be nice, but battling for the win is more important. But you see Michael Kruger is going for P3 on the inside of Brett Bennett.
Yeah, Brett Bennett keeps sliding up the track like we just saw him do a moment ago racing David Duran. He keeps sliding on the exit of the corners, and it just allowed Michael Kruger there to get to his inside, exiting turn 2, raced him down the back straightaway, and I think he's going to finally get him down the front here, just barely going to turn 1, and now here comes Alexander Kierfin to take that position away. Battle for P5. P4, excuse me.
As they do all of this, though, that's just allowing this 25 to run away. Not what they want. You know, they need to work together if they want to try to hunt down this 25 and go for the race win. But no teamwork together, no one working together, so that 25 is starting to try to check out, but Duran's starting to try to pull him back in. Still closing back the gap, but it's still anybody's race. 55 laps in of 134 in this Smart-On PC 200. We are going to go for another quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to keep this side by side. You're not going to miss any of the action.
Call Logano. Hey Joey, you can save money if you fill up a Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah,
I saved at the pump. The pump? The pump. You saved at the pump! Woo!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn.
Nothing's tougher than a Mahindra tractor. Except a
How many
bigger Mahindra tractor.
are you gonna do?
Pound for pound, this one's still tougher.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a water real quick then.
Tougher. Tough.
Tougher.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stuart Haas Racing.
I got a race this weekend. I'll see you later.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at offerpad.com.
50 laps to go, and here comes Casey Kane in for a pit. Wow, that was fast. Boy, I want to see that again in slow motion, Doug.
Okay, that was something I did not see the first time, Pete.
Boy, you catch a lot more detail when you slow things down.
I guess so.
Those look good.
Yeah. Oh, Casey's always got time for arm wrestling.
Amazing.
Yes, she is, Pete.
Boy, you blink an eye and you miss all that.
Impressive. Casey Kane's always impressive.
As a Formula One world champion, I strive to win everything.
And as a 3-time NASCAR champ, I never give up.
I should warn you, I am a triathlete.
Let's do this. Mobil One's advanced technology gives our engines the speed they need to win.
Right.
Works on my bike legs, too. Jensen, 4 letters, 3-time NASCAR champ. That oil made my legs real fast. Somebody get this guy a hanky?
We welcome you back here. 60 laps in. BarnonPC.com, 200 at Kansas Motor Speedway. Kansas Speedway, actually, should be called. But Alonso Chicano maintaining the race lead. It's Justin Duran P2, Michael Kruger P3. Alexander Kierfen has found his way to P4 as Brett Bennett drops to P5.
Not too far away from being halfway in this race. Right now, Alonso Chicano has led all but 3 laps. Justin Duran leading 1, Alexander Kierfen leading 1 under green, Andrew Elias leading under yellow. Fastest lap still to Alexander Kierfen in the race. So that point would go to Kierfen. But right now, it's looking like the Alonso Chicano race to lose for this championship.
Yeah, the math was crunched. P4, that's his magic number. He can finish 4th and lock up the championship no matter what anybody else does. So it will be just a matter of just not making a mistake for this 25 team. Just not having a late caution. We see 12th place, Jeremy Richmond. He is down 7 laps. He has officially left the session. He is out of the race, so that leaves us with 11 trucks on track. 10 on the lead lap as Andrew Elias is shown as a lap down. And his last lap was a bit of a long one, so issues for this 44 truck maybe.
He was just down pit road.
Also, we had an incident between him and Richmond, or just a matter of just went down pit road trying his strategy again. He likes to do these short pits and see if they work. Possible that's just what he decided to pull off here for this one. So Andrew Elias a lap down in the 11th position off of pit road, possibly making the second stop. See everybody pretty much pit relatively at the same time. Bennett came in a lap after, it looked like. Maybe just topped off on fuel. Maybe trying to stretch it. One lap shorter than the rest there after that last caution. Looks like Dalton Kelly actually came down pit road too. The 45 on pit road. This could be that strategy call in the window to pit. This is going to be the Hail Mary he's going to throw. See if it works. But as you hear the field storming by down the front straightaway, that'll put the 45 down a lap. We'll see the 25 Alonso Chicano drive by pit exit. Just 0.6 of a second ahead of teammate Justin Duran. Michael Kruger still P3. Alexander Kierfin still P4. If that pit stop, Dalton Kelly finds himself 11th place, a lap down. So we'll see if this drags some more people onto pit road.
So far it hasn't, but for Dalton Kelly, he's going to start to feel like Superman with those pressured tires. We'll see how long it does take the other drivers to come down pit road, but at the moment, advantage to Dalton Kelly, who has those fresher tires.
Yeah, like I said, he'll feel like Superman for a little bit. He'll feel great flying through the field, trying to make some passes and stuff, but as those new tires wear in, it'll just start to making issues. You see, it looks like Alonso Chicano had to chase it up the hill a little bit on the exit of 4. He's still ahead of Justin Duran. Right now, it looks like these two will be the ones celebrating. Alonso with the championship, Duran with Rookie of the Year, and Vortex Racing with the team championship. So running 1-2 right now, a good cause to celebrate for this team as they run.
You know, Justin Duran wants to get up there, though, get the lead, and collect a win. Out of the 2 rookies that still have a chance to win the championship, the Rookie of the Year championship, that is, there's 2 wins between them, and both of them go to Kruger. You know Duran would love to pick up a win as well.
We've seen Justin come close so many times, Josh. He got a couple second-place finishes this season, and he's been really strong throughout the entire playoffs. In fact, he was the highest finishing playoff truck to start off both playoff races, and just bitterly close to that first win, and it's right around the corner, but if he doesn't get it tonight, it's just going to feel like an eternity into next season.
Now I'm noticing this 20 of Justin Duran is running slightly faster lap times than Alonso Chicano these past couple laps. He's been just a little bit faster, not by much, but just bit by bit, but you see right there, it looks like Chicano's going to gap again, so I don't know if he's trying to maybe stretch and save fuel. I don't think that'd be what he's doing, but bouncing back and forth between Duran and closing in quick, and Chicano just running away with it.
Looks like Brett Bennett's down pit road, so he's the next truck to hit pit stops.
Definitely a strategy called by all 3 drivers, seeing what they can do to try to go for anything they can get. Possibly trying to go for a fastest lap, or even just trying to go for positions on the pit stops. We'll see. Right now, you see that 25 is starting to gap to 20. Chicano is now 0.7 of a second ahead, and he's still gaining. So putting down some good laps here. This 25 is now. Just watching right now, Dalton Kelly was able to improve his fastest lap time of 31.267. Still not enough for the fastest lap that belongs to the 30 truck still. So as we continue on, lap 72. Alonso Chicano now has led 69 laps and counting. And I believe we're coming up on that point where we can lock it up for him and guarantee that extra point. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I do believe right now he has led most laps, and nobody is able to lead more laps than him tonight.
So that locks up that point, keeps that away from everybody else, which will be big for Alonso Chicano. So that's now 3 points that he has earned for leading a lap, for most laps, and the pole position. Not to mention the 6 stage points he earned too. That's 9 points gained compared to Dalton Kelly only getting 5. So that gap just grows for this 25. But you see here, Justin Duran has closed up big time. A much slower lap by Alonso Chicano that time by. Did he have an issue in one of the corners, maybe?
Wondering, you see right here, Justin Duran running the high line, Chicano on the bottom.
Bob with the off going forward and allowed Justin to get to his outside, Josh.
Yeah, Chicano tried to close the door, wasn't able to. Now they're side by side for the race lead.
I'm wondering if Alonso's giving up to him right now. Let the 20 truck take the lead. It looks like that 25. I don't think he's struggling, but I don't know if he's just letting go here. You see a big gap here.
And Andrew Elias entering himself into the picture, but as lapped down to get back on the lead lap. And that'll put Dalton Kelly in the free pass position if a caution were to come out.
Elias going to try to unlap himself in that number 44 truck. You see him make the move on the truck, now closing in on the 20 of Justin Durand, who now leads this race. He's getting some extra points here by leading laps, but right now on the outside of Andrew Elias. You see the 25 trying to close back in just a little bit. He's going to run that bottom there and try to close in.
Chicano is starting to
put pressure back
really
on him.
reel back in. Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Elias is doing no favors right now for Justin Durand, and that's no fault of his own. He's racing his own race right now, and it's just misfortunate that the way he cycled off is right around the track where the leaders were racing, and fortunately he had to unlap himself under green flag conditions, but it might not be the last time. Dalton Kelly and Brett Bennett are not that far behind these guys either, and they're on much fresher tires also.
Kelly and Brett Bennett just entered turn 3, so they've got a long way to go, but with those fresher tires.
Somebody else on pit road, it looks like in the background, Alexander Kirfin, that's our 4th place driver. He's pulled down pit road. So another driver coming down pit road to get some service done here. Possibly going to drag some others down with them. Right now we see Justin Durand leading. So it will be interesting.
And right now it looks like as soon as he has a moment, I say this, but it looks like as soon as the 44 starts driving away, Justin was able to drive away from Chicano back again, but that moment he had in turn 3 is allowing Alonso to get a little bit close to 0.2 of a second into turn 1.
Talk about a moment. Kirfan hit the inside wall, sliding through his pit stall, had to re-correct his position, and it took several seconds to just start his time. He is now rolling out of pit road. For Kirfan, he is ineligible to win the championship based on being too far back in points. That could have been very, very costly had he still been in the hunt.
Well, up front, Justin holding still 0.3 of a second lead. You see Michael Kruger back in the background, still hanging back about 2 seconds back in this battle for the lead. That 25 is still right there, but Justin Durand starting to try to pull away a little bit more. Almost 0.4 of a second that time by. Starting to close the gap a little bit as well. Gained just 0.2 that time. But he is definitely still lurking in the background, trying anything he can to catch back up to these leaders. He and Durand is doing anything they can to run for the championship, much less to go for the Rookie of the Year battle. But with Durand up here leading laps, that's not going to help this 42. Of the top 3, the 42 is one of the fastest laps on track right now.
We know a lot of these drivers still have to pit. Everybody from 1st to 7th still have to come down pit road. at some point in this race.
Alonso lost a lot that time. 0.2 of a second difference between him and Durand. A 32.9 to a 33.1. That's the difference. And it looks like maybe Matthew Stotts and David Durand on pit road as well. Yes, those two are going to pull down pit road, go get their service done. So we'll see how they're able to fare as they come down pit road. Meanwhile, Justin Durand, Alonso Chicano still out on track, still making laps. And Michael Kruger's in as well. Looking for a money stop, for anything he can get to try to go for this win. The 42 makes that slow crawl down pit road as Justin Durand with a 0.5 of a second lead over Alonso Chicano. The big thing I'm noticing with that
Slides through his box. Sorry for cutting you off here,
You're good. You see Justin Durand pulling to pit road now. Oh, he missed pit road! The 20 truck missing the commitment cone. And that is pretty much going to be a costly mistake by the 20 of Justin Durand as Alonso Chicano assumes the race lead. We see now Brett Bennett is finally catching him to try to go and get his lap back. I believe this 25 is due on to pit road here anytime soon. But he may be trying to stretch as much as he can. He follows behind Brett Bennett this time by. I believe he's slowing it up now. Yes, Alonso Chicano is going to pull it to pit road finally. The 25. With everybody else making mistakes, can he have a perfect stop?
The mistake we saw from Justin Durand last time by is very common here at Kansas, just the way the front straightaway naturally goes straight off turn 4 and doesn't really curve. Pit road is such a harsh entry here, in a lot of other minor halves, it just comes up on you abruptly, and there you see 20 in his box serving that penalty, going to go one lap down to Chicano, who is just getting into his pit box now. So very costly for Justin Durand.
So far, no mistakes made out of Alonso Chicano down pit road. His left sides now are up on that truck, so unless he somehow gets a speeding penalty out of his box, clean stop for Alonso Chicano.
So out front right now, the top three are the ones that had that early stop. They are on 27, 22, and 17 lap old tires. Kierfin is 8 laps removed from his pit stop, and Chicano is fresh out with Kruger right there with him. So we'll have to see. Here's Alonso Chicano. Michael Kruger is 0.6 of a second back behind him, right there. And of course, that costly mistake by Justin Durand has pinned him a lap down. Not what we wanted to have happen, a nightmare scenario for that 20 truck. As he was hoping to have a good run, he was leading the race, putting down some good laps, and just a costly mistake is now going to take him out of contention for this one. So back up to should assume the race lead as this run goes on. That's the 25 of Alonso Chicano. Michael Kruger is now almost a second and a half back on him, losing time. Might have had a moment at some point there, cost him a lot of time. A 33-second lap that last time by. So Michael Kruger, a lot of ground to Alonso Chicano. Up front, Andrew Elias able to hold on to the race lead right now. Brett Bennett P2, Dalton Kelly is P4. We're going to take you to one final commercial break. Don't go anywhere. The action's going to go side by side.
Huge mistake.
Kevin Harvick.
Choose Mobil 1 Synthetic instead. It protects engines better than conventional motor oil.
Really?
Seriously. It keeps engines in excellent condition for over 250,000 miles.
You expect me to believe a paid spokesman?
Well, how about an unpaid spokesman?
Not getting paid for this?
You are.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
More laps to go. Jimmy Johnson wins his 79th
It's never been about racing anyone else.
Sure signed some interesting stuff, Clint.
Yeah, Jim. I sign all kinds of things.
Did you just sign a baby?
I sign lots of babies.
I signed a lot of hats. Glad we took our 5-hour energy today.
Gives you that alert, energized feeling. Lasts for hours. 0 sugar, 4 calories.
Thanks.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
You saw it all in nonstop. Andrew Elias back on pit road. I believe he's coming down to get another splash of fuel because I think we might see these drivers still short. It's going to be close because I've noticed too, I think you pointed it out, Josh, Michael Kruger is clutching in.
Yeah, I noticed, I was very curious to know why he was losing so much time to Alonso Chicano because they were on very equal tires. Of course, Kruger coming in 1 lap sooner. But the fact remains that somehow some huge gap started to develop between the two drivers. So I went, looked, and turned out a lot of these drivers are saving fuel. They are very scared as to how much fuel they have to make it to the end.
Yeah, and that's a guy that pit, recently. And we're looking at some of these guys that are going to two-stop it, like Brett Bennett and Dalton Kelly. That's what the strategy looks like it's going to be for these two. Along with Andrew Elias, this two-stop strategy, is it going to be enough? We're coming up on just about 36 laps to go, I believe. Maybe 37, 38. So, we're getting to the end of this race, and this two-stop strategy is really going to have to pay off for these guys big time. But we'll have to see. Dalton Kelly, of course, P3, Brett Bennett, P1, and as of right now, Andrew Elias is a lap down in 10th. So strategy so far is not going to work for the 44. However, the 47 and the 45, we're going to have to see how it pays off for them. Because you're going to want to get fresh tires if you come down pit road again. You're not going to want to just get, maybe 2. But I don't know. Brett Bennett might want to gamble that one.
Yeah, we see a lot of gamblers on these mile-and-a-half races just when the timing these cautions fall, especially the time the stage break falls here at Kansas Speedway. About 100 laps out is very peculiar, obviously, position here, and we're going to see all kinds of gamblers here out of the remaining trucks we have, obviously, because they all just want to get it with a trophy in the last race of the season, of course.
You see right there, Dalton Kelly, P3. That doesn't matter because Alonso Chicano is P4, and that locks up the championship for him. That is his magic number is 4. Finishing 4th place earns Alonso Chicano a championship. Dalton Kelly is going to have to do a lot to try to go for this win, to go for this championship. I believe if he wins, that's what, a 5, 6, 7 point gap with the 8th point for leading a lap, putting Dalton Kelly 1 point shy of the championship. 100 laps complete, 35 to go. What are we looking for here? Who's your one to watch?
Well, I'll go with the 44 truck of Andrew Elias. We just saw him pit from the race lead. Obviously a completely alternate strategy, but he's good on fuel probably here. He's got no worries, so he's going to be all out. He's got fresh tires, so we'll look for him to maybe unlap himself on the long run here or get lucky with the yellow and be set with the full tank of fuel.
I'm going to go with another guy that is on the exact same strategy. And I'm going to go with Brett Bennett, current race leader. He hasn't come down pit road yet. From when Andrew Elias came down, but Brett Bennett is on that same strategy. we know he's going to be good on fuel as he is making his way down pit road right now.
Well, you left the best option on the table. You all are leaving the 25 of Alonso Chicano open for me to take. You know, he's shown dominance this race so far, and you know, the only competition he had was the 20 of Justin Durand. Right now, P4, he may be the one not only celebrating a championship, but in victory lane here tonight. Alonso Chicano is my one to watch. So with that pit stop by Brett Bennett, that makes the 30 truck of Alexander Kierfen our race leader, as he sees him actually coming down pit road as well. I think he was one of the ones that pit alongside the rest of the field. You see, he's coming in. So Dalton Kelly's on a 38-lap run. He will assume the race lead, and that's going to be big for him because that's a bonus point he needed. He needed that 1 point at least, so now he's got one. He's going to go for some more here and hopefully finish it off. But right now, it's all in vain with Alonso being P3. So I believe if he were to finish P5 and Dalton were to win this race, that would give the 45 the championship. That all relies on Alonso finishing 5th or worse and Kelly winning the race.
This strategy is very crazy right now. I'm not sure what to make out of it. These SBLD guys, they have something figured out.
Maybe they're throwing something at the wall to see if it sticks. You never know. You see back there in the background, there is Justin Durand. He is currently a lap down. He is coming for that lap back. And you see Brett Bennett right there just off of pit road. So, I mean, we'll see if the strategy pays off for this 47 truck.
We pick up on Justin Durand again. Not only did that pit penalty and him missing the entrance to pit road cost him possibly this championship overall, but maybe the Rookie of the Year point battle too. It's going to be very tight between he and Michael Kruger when it all comes to the end here. He's going to drive on the inside of Dalton Kelly there and get his lap back. But here comes Brett Bennett right to his tailgate and take that 9th position away. Or at least attempt to. 47 on much fresher tire here.
Brett Bennett will clear. That will give him P9. So as he gets by, Dalton Kelly now coming to pit road as well. So here is the stop for the 45. Make sure not to speed, not to have any issues. That gives the race lead right now to Matthew Stotts, but he's under fire from Alonso Chicano. We mentioned it, you know, Alonso needs to finish 4th or better. P2 right now. And if the strategy shakes out and doesn't work in the end for Kelly and for Elias and Bennett, obviously that's going to change things big time. So we're going to have to see. Here are our leaders coming through 3 and 4. Dalton Kelly still on pit road. So he will go a lap down, but it's a matter of how close he'll come off of the pit road with the leaders. You see them coming past pit exit. Dalton Kelly is leaving pit road now. So it might be about a lap or two before he's able to unlap himself. He's going to have a long drive ahead of him if he wants to try to go for this championship. So how about our race leader, Matthew Stotts? Currently holding the P1 position over the 25, just working on holding him off as long as he can. Either that or Alonso might just be laying back, trying not to get too racy, risk damaging his race and ruining his championship run. So good run so far going for this 38 truck, which, you know, of course, number 17, but it's the 38 truck of Matthew Stotts. A great run so far tonight.
You know, Austin, I've been watching where Alonso has been in comparison to other drivers, and Alonso's pretty much been riding right behind Stotts for a very long time. I don't think it's a matter of him trying to save his truck from damage. I think it's him using Stotts as a fuel pit. Right now, he's in that draft, which is helping him out tremendously, as well as clutching it in to save fuel. So I think right now it's a strategy call of trying to stay behind Stotts, save as much fuel as possible, try to make it to the end here.
That's
absolutely right, Josh.
You're talking about that, so I want to point out Andrew Elias is currently 16 seconds back. He has been closing in. He's P5 right now after his pit stop. And now P4 as he moves past Michael Kruger to the outside. With fresh tires, he's still rolling now. As everybody else is working on saving, he is set. He knows he's set. So he is going to push hard to get to that front. Right now he's P4. He sees P3, Caleb McCurry ahead. So now he's going to go for it. Another battle for position. David Durand and Brett Bennett. Looks like Brett Bennett's going to clear him. So we'll see the battles. You see here, Alonso Chicano moving to the inside. He's going for the race lead.
Alonso might have gotten the green light. Hey, he was good. We'll see here. Still 24 laps to go.
He sees the 44 on his way up here, but it's a big 16-second gap and not many laps to go, just over 20 laps remaining. Will it be enough for Elias? Very intriguing to see that 44 truck get by Michael Kruger. When we saw the 42 truck last, he was exiting pit road, a second behind Chicano, then 4 seconds back, and he is in desperate fuel conservation, 17.5 seconds behind Alonso, and it's growing.
We just saw the 38 dive to pit road. He is going to go down, and now Andrew Elias is going to assume the second place position. Now Alonso Chicano is currently your race leader. About a 16-second gap between himself and Elias. So it'll be interesting to see just what we have going. Will this 44 truck have enough to catch and maybe go for the win on the 25 of Alonso Chicano?
And just looking at the ticker right now, guys, obviously I can't look at lap times right now, but it looks like Elias is not running that much faster than Alonso. He's not mowing him down. So it's just really going to be, did Alonso save enough?
Another thing I'm noticing too, the thing I noticed, Dalton Kelly, when he came down pit road, he got out a little bit further behind the race leaders. He really hasn't closed the gap much. He's not been able to kind of get back up there and battle. So we look at when they last pit. It's been 26 laps since Alonso Chicano's been down pit road. Elias came down 18 laps ago. So it's kind of a bit off cycle there. You see Bennett came in 11 laps ago. Kierford was in 10 ago. Kelly was in 7 laps ago. So it's definitely all over the place for who's where in terms of when they last came down pit road. You see Brett Bennett makes the move. He's in 5th place now. But running out of time, it's going to be 20 laps to go this time by. This time by is going to be a big game. Elias has closed over a second that time. Kind of a 32.9 to a 32.4. So Elias is definitely starting to push now. Start to gain.
Could be where Alonso might regret letting starts go, or at least passing starts before he came down pit road and not utilizing every lap possible behind that 38 truck, because if he's going to need more time to save, it's going to be very much more difficult to do it when you're out in the lead by yourself with fresh tire catching you.
19 laps left of the season. Josh, what are you currently looking at?
I am looking inside the cockpit of Alonso Chicano. He is catching David Durand. Of course, David is still on the lead lap, but I'm wondering here. Well, looks like David's going to go to the high side. Alonso's going to stay down at the bottom. It does not look like Alonso is saving at all. He is going as hard as he can now with 18 laps left in this race. And now he's starting to clutch it going into 1.
He pushes for a couple laps and he saves a couple more, then he pushes a couple more, saves a couple more. So I'm wondering if he knows that he's close to being good. You see back in the background there, the 45 of Dalton Kelly finally now showing up on the monitor here, closing in on the 25. So that strategy for that 45 just not going to work out. That was all he could afford to try to do, and it's just not going to pay off in the end here. But 13.5 seconds is the gap right now, closing in on that. Andrew Elias is doing everything in his power to try to gain. But it's just not really looking like it's going to be in the cards here. He's going to have to gain a lot of time on our race leader here. Bennett up to P3. He's 15 seconds back now, too. Chicano wrapping that bottom. 13 seconds out of gap. Just not closing enough to really matter. lapping himself. Now he finds himself P9. He's going to definitely break the draft here from the 25. He does not want to give him any ability to save fuel. Seconds the gap. 15 laps remain in Season 2 of the In the Pits News Truck Series.
Still watching. Go ahead, Adam.
Gap's down to 12.5 seconds, but one thing I've noticed is Brett Bennett is catching Angel Lars for that P2 position right now.
Bennett is still flying. Elias is kind of evened out with Chicano, so the strategy is going to work maybe for a podium in that. Because Alexander Kierfin's closing in on them as well. Those three are going to have a tight battle here soon. Bennett and Kierfin, I believe, are getting close to being with each other here now. See that 30 trucks in the rearview mirror of the 47. With this big of a lead, Chicano can easily clutch in and just try to save as much fuel as he needs to get to the end here without the issue.
And I've still been watching, listening to Alonso Chicano and how he's attacking the corners. And he seems to not be clutching at all in 3 and 4. And when he enters 1 and 2, he will clutch for 1 to 2 seconds, get right back on the gas. And sometimes he's not even clutching in 1 and 2. So kind of like you mentioned a few laps ago, where he will be, some laps he won't be clutching it at all, and some he will. That definitely sounds like what is happening here. And I'm wondering right now if Alonso, I've seen him not clutch last few laps, if he does feel confident he can make it with now coming to the line, 11 laps to go in the season finale here at Kansas.
Even without the win right now, I mean, you know, he can let it, he can just rip it now. The championship battles, it's not going to worry too much because Durand and Kelly, the closest two, currently 8th and 9th. Kruger is 5th, and he's been losing spots. So, I mean, he just lost spots to Caleb McCurry now, too. So I think Alonso knows even if he runs out of fuel, he can just run this thing dry, going for the win. And if he doesn't get it, he's still got a championship in line here. It's not going to affect him too much. So, you know, just go for it, see what happens. If you can win it with enough fuel, cool. And if he doesn't have enough fuel for some reason, he's got plenty of a gap now between Kelly Durand and Kruger that it's not going to matter.
Scott Roush just came down pit road. We know some drivers that did come down, same strategy. At least for Roush, he currently is down that pit road, getting service to his truck rather.
11 seconds is the gap. Bennett and Kierfin, they're all right there with each other. You see them all here together. Chicano is still out front, hanging out on his own. Kelly and Durand now for 7th and 8th is the battle. But just out of time for Dalton Kelly. It's too late of a move. 8 laps to go this time by. 9 laps to go, excuse me. Still 10.5 seconds is the gap between 1st and 2nd place, and then 3rd and 4th all here together. All clumped in together. But right now, still running away with it here. He's got some lappers ahead. Scott Roush and Matthew Stotts. Let's try to pull
save on, excuse me, Dawson, sorry, to help him save on fuel, but could slow him down a little bit here if he slows up a little too much behind these guys.
Just 8 laps to go. I mean, he can slow up all he wants and save as much gas as he wants, not have any issues. So he's going through 3 and 4. You know, they're still backstreet. They've caught another truck. They've got the 24 of David Durand. 7 to go. Battle for second between these two teammates, still heating up. We'll see Brett Bennett to the inside. He'll take second place. So Elias to third, Kierfin now stalking in fourth still with 6 to go. Brett Bennett, the Cinderella run, as well as Andrew Elias.
Kierfin's going to push the issue there behind David Duran and try and get around Andrew Elias for that third position. Right now, it looks like they were trying to force it through right down the back straightaway. Looks like Kierfin thought better of it, and he's going to have to regroup here down this front straightaway. 5 to go.
These two were top 4 the opening race at Daytona. I was sandwiched in between them. Elias second, Kierfin fourth. Right now, the battle for them is for third in the season finale. You see, Brett Bennett has made it under a 10-second gap, but 5 to go. It's all over.
Just dominance is basically the only word we could use to describe it, wouldn't you say? He's been the man on the mile and a half, on the high-speed racetrack. It's basically anywhere in terms of leading laps. Like I said earlier in the race, he just hasn't been able to necessarily put it all together in that many races this year. Just one win on the season so far.
Closing in the championship. Like I mentioned, he's been there at the end of some of these races. He's had these great runs, just not been able to capitalize. 6 stage wins on the season, 7 tonight included. Just complete and utter dominance by this number 25 truck of Alonso Chicano. And like I said, only 1 win on the season. Kind of, doesn't tell the whole story. It does not paint the picture. But you see here, with the laps winding down, all he needs is to be caution free. Like it has this whole race. The only caution for the stage is lap 34. And now, coming up, 2 laps left, 2 more circuits. Brett Bennett is still 8 seconds back, not going to be a factor.
Alonso Chicano still clutching it in.
He can clutch it in for an entire lap and still hold the race lead. He is plenty golden right now. As Alonso Chicano comes through 3 and 4. Teammate Justin Duran just up ahead. He can try to get a little bit of a wake off of him. Save that little bit of fuel he needs left. Coming to the white flag, it is the last lap of Season 2 of the In the Pits News Truck Series. Alonso Chicano going for a championship. He missed out on it last season, losing out to Cameron Caldwell in the final race, but now, as he holds the race lead, he can lose it for all it matters right now. It doesn't mean anything. He could drop all the way to the back. It's going to be the same result. Coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. He's going to make it last and make it stick. Alonso Chicano will get his second win of the season, but most importantly, he will win the Season 2 championship. Alonso Chicano wins at Kansas.
First off, congrats to him. Know how much this is going to mean to him. He came up 1 spot short last season, and you know how much that pretty much hurt him because he felt like he was a little bit better last year. He had a couple wins and really great season. It was a bitter finish all the way last season, but this year, unfortunately, everyone fell off here in this final race, but he was able to capitalize and completely dominate and make sure he can take the title to everyone else that was left standing tonight.
A remarkable race. I mean, just complete dominance by this number 25 truck of Alonso Chicano. You see him in the celebration. Looks like he's got enough to do a couple burnouts too here. A masterclass of saving 47 laps on that stint there from his last pit stop. And great to see Alexander Kierfin celebrating with him. Teammate, 30 truck.
Podium result for Alex, the only race of the playoffs he actually got to finish, so pretty good result tonight for him.
And a P3 to boot. Well, while we let Alonso Chicano celebrate, let's see if we can pull in the second place finisher in the points. Let's see if we can talk to Dalton Kelly, who I believe should have stage 2 locked up, or position 2 in the points locked up, excuse me. Let's see if we can get a hold of the driver of the 45. As you see everybody coming together to celebrate. Looks like Kelly is currently away from us, so instead we'll pull in our Rookie of the Year winner. How about we pull in Justin Duran, I believe, P3 in the point standings for him as well as the Rookie of the Year.
Just have it one team.
Hey, Justin, this is Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well, not the race you wanted to have. Just, kind of issues coming to pit road there led to you pretty much losing the lap and not being able to contend, but a P9 finish, Rookie of the Year, and a third place finish in the points. How was that run for you tonight?
It's just bittersweet. Rookie year is very nice, but I mean, this is one of the races actually I thought had race winning speed. I practiced a lot of the pit road entry in practice, got it down fine, and then just completely blew it in the race. Otherwise, that would have probably been a good battle there the last run with Alonso, especially with saving fuel that we both did. I know I pulled away from him a little bit at the end of the run, and then obviously I blew the pit road entry, so it's just going to leave a sour taste for a good month. So, well, congratulations to him. And he actually tied for most poles as well, and then Vortex got the team title, so it's a job well done by all of us all season. It's just gonna kind of hurt for a little bit. It's more so what kind of been.
Yeah, obviously, that error costing you the chance at the win and the championship. But at the same time, Rookie of the Year, team championship as well, and should be a good amount of momentum heading into next season. What are you looking forward to in season 3? How are your chances you think you're feeling?
I think it's gonna be a going good into next season. I finished the year off really good. I don't think I had a single race outside the top 10 since Homestead, so it was like 8 or 9 straight top 10s. I started the chase off second and fifth, highest chase finisher, so that was also good. It just like I said, it's gonna leave a sour taste in the mouth for a good month. I felt like I actually had a race-winning truck. I know I kind of screwed up the qualifying, fought up there for the stage. Just passed a good amount of people, and I thought I was really fast all night. So it's just gonna it'll hurt for a bit, but we'll look forward to next season. Get some more experience under my belt. Hopefully, get some of those playoff points, because I think if I got some more during the regular season, that would have been a much different title fight.
Alrighty, well, congrats again, Justin, Rookie of the Year. You're part of the team championship and third place in the championship battle. Again, congratulations on the run tonight.
Thanks, guys.
And so it looks like Dalton Kelly is currently not available for comment. Let's see, Josh, I think you're down with our third place race finisher, Alexander Kierfan.
Hey, Kerfan, great race put together. Of course, finishing third tonight. Wasn't in the hunt for the championship as you were mathematically eliminated, but what was it like out there? Of course, only just having the one caution and long green flag runs.
Yeah, it was a very long race of attrition. I felt like tire saving was a big factor here, and that wasn't really my strong suit today, especially on the first run. Definitely fell back quite a bit. Was able to hold on to that final position for stage points though, but second run felt a little bit better. Felt like I could manage the tires a bit better, but choosing when to pit was also a really big factor when it came down to the fuel run. We didn't really expect it to come down to that. I chose to split the last run into 2, but I decided to screw up my pit entry and kind of maybe lost around 7 or 8 seconds. I think I could have came away with the second place today, but third I could be happy with.
Well, who would you like to thank tonight? Who gets done for you?
Well, I'd like to thank Alonzo and Cam for running this league. Season 2 coming to an end. It's been a great first 2 seasons with them. Really fun league. Probably my favorite league to race in. I'd like to thank Cameron for C2 Graphics. I'd like to thank my dad for Kerfan's Blue Collar Market. I'd like to thank Grid Network, you guys for running an awesome broadcast all season and season 1. And look forward to season 3, guys. Thanks.
And that was Alexander Kerfan, third place finisher tonight. And I believe we're going to go to Adam with Brett Bennett.
Okay.
Hey, Brett, you got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, congrats on the second place run tonight. Alternate strategy there to get up there towards the run, up towards the front there at the end of the run. What more did you need to catch Alonso there in the last couple laps?
I mean, maybe if I had been a little bit more aggressive on pit entry, I could have made up some time, but really I needed him to run out of fuel. So I think the one stop was probably the best strategy when completely executed, and Alonso was the one person who really executed it well because he saved the entire. I know some other people were trying it, but I think they didn't save enough on the first stint. So they kind of really had to save hard on that second stint to make it. Like I know Michael did that. And then I just committed immediately. I was originally going to commit to a one stop, and then I got annoyed with David and raced super hard to catch him instead of saving fuel. So then I committed to a two stop. So, and then that ended up paying off. I thought for a little bit it was going to pick up the win, but I can't complain about a second place finish. That was I probably had like a best fifth place speed. So,
Well,
definitely a good day.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
absolutely. Absolutely, definitely a definitely a great day. It looked like from us, it looked like you were going to be able to get up there and charge give Alonso the run for his money. But how was the race overall there at the beginning? We really didn't see you there up front, and came out of nowhere once that stage concluded, and able to threaten for a top 5 speed.
Yeah, I mean, the first stage I was kind of saving, and also that first stage, when the field was really packed together, you really was hard to make runs on people. Standard thing, most iRacing built setups like this one is, even though it's the open set, are still going to probably usually burn the right front more than anything. And so after a couple laps, it would get pretty tight, especially in traffic and dirty air. So that first stage, I kind of took it easy. I also didn't want to get in the way of any playoff drivers. That was a lot of my reasoning. And then come the second stage, initially I was just going to kind of ride and try to go for the one stop, and then David I didn't intentionally do it, but I doored Michael, and then got mad at me on the radio when I said something about it. I have a big mouth. And then he blocked Dalton, and Dalton I think Dalton may have messed up a little bit, but got Dalton in the wall, and I was kind of frustrated because one of the whole things that had been kind of stressed was to try to really give room to the drivers racing for the championship here. And after that, I kind of was like, okay. And I've also had some run-ins with him earlier in the season, like at Bristol, he got into me, and I was just like, okay. So I kind of wanted to get up there and rough him up a little bit, and I got there and bumped him a little bit. Didn't end his day, didn't dump him, but I think that was that just kind of put me on the two stop.
Well, who would you like to shout out after a P2 performance after all that tonight?
I like to shout out first Dawson. I won't call him the nickname he doesn't like here because I know he'll get mad at me then. Joseph Strigley. Shout out to Brian Kelly, Robert, and Rich Petrucco. We ran the spa 24 hours. Over the last 24 hours, I may have killed our car at one point, which was not ideal. Turns out Eau Rouge with a slightly damaged front end is not great. Also, apologies to the Ferrari that I murdered in that moment. But Yeah, I'd also thank all the rest of SBLD. Dalton, I know he was hoping to get the championship here today. Didn't really play out like he wanted, so disappointed for him. Andrew really helped me at the end there. He held up Kerfan because Kerfan was made. I don't think Kerfan was going to catch me because we were very even on tires, but him holding up Kerfan for a lap or two just kind of sealed up second for me. Rest of SBLD, I know Tyler showed up today. Brian was in the sim at least, and yeah. All in all, just good season. Looking forward to next year. Hopefully, God, and maybe can at least make the playoffs and hopefully contend for a championship.
Well, we look forward to seeing you there next season, and congrats tonight.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for broadcasting.
That's runner-up tonight, Brett Bennett in the 47. Now to our champion, I believe, Dawson.
Indeed, it is a championship, a dominant performance, and a race win. All in all, congrats, Alonso. You are our Season 2 champion.
Thank you guys. Pleasure to be here, and really want to thank you guys first of all. Want to thank all the sponsors, Celsius and Grid Network, and the Pits News. Especially in the Pits News for being a title sponsor of this series. So, want to thank you guys, JCTV, for being here for every single race that we've had. Uh, so, just want to get that out the way first of all, because we can't really do this without you guys. And appreciate everyone who watches us race and supports us as well. So yeah, it's awesome to be the champion. I'm glad we were able to show what we can do. Had a pretty clean race there without any real issues. Had to save a lot of fuel to be able to make it to the end. But yeah, it's amazing. It's really awesome that we were able to walk away as champs.
Yeah, and we started top of the show. We talked to you, and you had mentioned, your plan wasn't going to change. You were going to go out the same way as if, your competition Felver had shown up. And you went out there, you dominated the race, won the stage, led the most laps, and just purely just outdrove everybody else. And like you said, that massive run of just saving fuel there at the end. We noticed you were clutching in pretty early on, but you were able to stretch it and make it work. Still even finished with an 8-second gap to second place. So, championship here. You got the team championship as well for Vortex Racing, and your teammate Justin, despite the mistake coming onto pit road, still wound up Rookie of the Year. So all in all, a good day today here for your team. What's your thoughts on that, especially heading into season 3? How much momentum does that give your team as a whole?
It's gonna be huge. Can't wait to get back racing in season 3, and Justin, he both the Durant brothers did really great today, and they're great teammates. But Justin did really good this whole race. They definitely had a lot of speed. I wish they didn't make the pit road mistake, so we could have raced things out in the end, even saving strategy with the saving fuel strategy. It would have been really interesting if if he could have maybe done it a little bit better than I did. So he did a great job today. Great job all season. Glad he was able to walk away with Rookie of the Year. And look forward to having him back as a teammate for next season, because I feel like he had so much bad luck earlier in the year. He's gonna be even more of a contender for next season.
Well, alrighty, championship in the books here. Season 2, you came up short last year. You got it this year. Platform is yours. Who do you want to thank, shout out, besides everybody you've already mentioned before? Anything else you want to add on top of that?
Yeah, just one more time, really want to thank everyone who helps us out. Cameron Caldwell, who runs this league. He's another admin and also my teammate as well. Everyone in Radius Racing and Vortex. I'd like to thank everyone who supports us and watches us. One more time, I'd once again like to mention in the Pits News, just because they're such a great sponsor for our truck, for our team, and for this series. And one more time as well as JCTV and you guys for broadcasting. You guys are do an amazing job each and every week. So just super thankful to have all these great people, and it's been a great season, and I look forward to season 3.
Alrighty, and we look forward as well to seeing you defend your championship next year. Congrats once again, Alonso, your season 2 champion and your race winner at Kansas.
Thank you guys.
And so with that, we close the book on season 2 of the In the Pits News Truck Series. What are some of your final thoughts here after that race tonight?
Well, it's great for Alonso to get that championship, which he desperately wanted last season, like we mentioned, and he just brought up that to put it behind him and get this title, and now he can step forward and do it all again next season and contend for more wins, and that's all it's about. Is just as a driver, is just more and more and more. You want to win, and as soon as you're done getting this one, you're thinking about the next one. And that's what he's doing, of course, and never stop winning and never stop thinking, never stop trying. And that's his motto, and we've seen it all season out of him. It's been a great season, of course. Great to be with you guys this season, and I've had a lot of fun calling it up here with both of you guys. So.
Yeah, this season has been a great season. I've enjoyed every single bit of it, and I do appreciate Dawson you stepping in and running the production last few weeks and the other times that you have as well. Allow me to race a couple of races, but overall, this season has been a great season. Alonso definitely deserved that title. He put on a great season overall, and it didn't come easy. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard fight to the end for him, and it sucks that um, what was setting up for a six-man battle. We didn't have two of those guys here, but you can't look back on that. Flat out, plain and simple, Alonso went out and dominated this race and did everything he had to do and then some to lock up a championship, and just an amazingly impressive performance. Um, by Chicano in that 25 machine. And yeah, you mentioned too, jumping in the booth here and taking over. I've had an absolute blast. I was, I love racing and I love the idea of getting to race at the same time, getting to come up here with you guys every Saturday night and just call the race and have some fun watching it. It's been a blast. So I'm glad I've been able to do this, and I do want to thank you guys for the opportunity to let me step in the booth here outside of the truck. It's been fun, but I look forward to racing next season, a couple races. Josh, I assume you're going to race a couple races next season too, and I think we can make a bit of a competition out of it between the two of us again. How about that?
That would definitely be fun. I know we have, some pretty cool things planned for, outside of the In the Pits News Truck Series, of course, expanding into 3 different leagues. I know the plan is for both of us to compete in a Super Speedway series. So, but yeah, as far as this series here, the In the Pits News Truck Series, um, definitely would love to race a couple of races. Definitely Michigan once again, but looking forward to season 3 nonetheless.
Yeah, we got a lot on the horizon, not just in this league, like you mentioned, Super Speedway and of course Formula Floor. So we got a lot on the way on JCTV and the BSR leagues. So we have a lot of fun, guys.
Yep, and I'm looking forward to some more racing, not only just, as we heat up with the Juggernaut Truck Series heading into the playoffs in a couple weeks, but also, the Formula Fort Series is getting ready to start up. And then, of course, we come back later on, I believe September is when we come back for Season 3 at Daytona. That one is going to be a fun one. September 3rd, actually, is when we start our season off. So definitely going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait. But that will do it for us here. Season 2 is officially a wrap. Congratulations once again to all of Vortex Racing, Justin Duran, Alonso Chicano, Andrew Kierfin, everybody involved in that team. An amazing performance tonight, an amazing season. Gets them all three a sweep of the awards with the regular season champion, with the season championship, and the rookie of the year and the team championship. All around a great run. Congrats again, Alonso Chicano, on the race win, the championship win. And we just want to say thank you to everybody who has tuned in across the season. Everybody that has watched every race. All the drivers have gone back and watched the race and gave us feedback on everything. It's just been a pleasure. And I really do appreciate everything that has gone on with this race and the season and the races. So, signing off for JCTV, Adam Kuhn, Josh Copperno. It is me, Dawson Allen, saying so long, good night, and we'll catch you at the next race.